Alright everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another update on green Satoshi token, ticker symbol GST. So it's been a little while since we last checked out GST, honestly, probably about a month or so. The reason is obviously removing all the drawings. It's been very boring for some altcoins, namely being green Satoshi token. Previously we would update this every week with a new price prediction. As you can see, a lot of price predictions were to be made in this range, but for the past month or so, we were more or less trending sideways, but all of that has started to change as momentum is starting to reset, and now I think a new bearish trend is going to be in play. Let's talk about this. So right off the back, looking at our Fibonacci's, because most of our predictions so far on green Satoshi token have all been based on Fibonacci's. In fact, Fibonacci's were able to tell us to take profits all the way up here, and our EMA ribbons on the 4-hourly time frame told us to sell, or the daily time frame actually told us to sell all the way back here at 4.36. So we've done a pretty good job navigating this market almost solely on moving averages and Fibonacci. So I plan to keep on doing that until it's no longer working. So at this moment in time, I'd be looking at the next Fibonacci leg to the downside, as like I said, these fibs are so well respected. If we come back to draw from previous fibs that we've looked at, you can see, I mean, all of these swing lows to swing highs, it's hard to see where the fibs are, but we're yielded with these orange lines. And every single time we make a new price target based on the Fibonacci's, we normally reside at these new Fibonacci lines. I mean, this one we resided at for a couple of days or so before the next leg down. We resided at this Fibonacci level for a couple of days before we moved down to the next fib. We spent our time in this fib, even getting rejected at it multiple times before moving down. And as you can see, for the past month, what have we been trapped between? The 1.618 and the 4.236. So these Fibonacci regions, they're just so perfect. You can see, I mean, here on the month, here for the past month, we weren't able to close a daily candle body above or below this trend. So it's very brutal seeing what we're doing now. Yesterday we closed a daily candle body close back beneath this market structure, and even worse than that, the lows were right here. So we closed, I'm going to make this red because this is now obviously resistance. You can see, did we? Yeah, we actually closed beneath. If I make this line shorter, you can see this was the previous low, and green Satoshi token has closed beneath this. Not only is that the only bearish thing that we've got going at this moment in time, but drawing from our Fibonacci low up until our high, we can draw from here, because this was yielded before this. Your 786, this was really your last line in the sand. From this low to this high, you can also see, once again, like I said, these fibs are so well respected. Where did we come down to after the 786? We back tested the 4.236, we bounced up, and we literally spent a month lollygagging on the 786 Fibonacci. And like I said, my friends, yesterday we had a major capitulation beneath it. We're beneath the 786 Fibonacci now, meaning that according to our fibs, we should be heading down to our next target, which is all the way down here at the 2.618 Fibonacci. This is a 65% drop. If you're new to the channel, you might be thinking, you know, that is a brutal move that I'm predicting. But the fact of the matter is, if you go on my channel and type in green Satoshi token, you'll see that prediction after prediction after prediction since the $10 top, we've been calling for legs to the downside after legs to the downside after legs to the downside, and all of our targets have been hit one after the other very quickly in a very quick succession of time. So in my opinion, I really think that we're going to be down here in the next couple of weeks. From let's see, do we have a 1.236 between this region? No, your 1.236 is miles away at this zone. So unfortunately, there's really not a lot of other regions for us to go to apart from this area down here. And typically when these type of events happen, like round about here, when you're in new lows and you're in price discovery, the only area that you really find yourself going down to is these fibs that are exponentially lower than the price that you're at this moment in time. So there is no VPVR support down here, because if we come out on the weekly time frame, you can see we are basically in price discovery to the downside. There are no long-term moving averages that we can look at for price predictions down here, because all of our moving averages are above us. So at this moment in time, this is really the only price prediction I see for green Satoshi token that has much weight. So 65% drop in the immediate short term, that's what I see playing out. Bear in mind, if we come over, why I'm saying that the trend has only just started resetting and why this 65% is going to come so quick is because, once again, I mean, clear this up, my friends. If we look at this, we were trading in a crab market for how long? apart from, you know, this over exuberant run to the upside and the downside, we've been these same prices since the 19th of July. So a whole month now we've been lollygagging, and now I really think it's time that we have a clear direction of trend. So if we head over to the oscillators and momentum indicators to wrap up this video, what I do want to highlight is the MACD right now. Look at this. Over on the histograms, we've been losing momentum over on the histograms for the MACD for a very, very long time, but the MACD has still been heading up, and it's, I mean, just look at this. This is ridiculous. We haven't flipped bearish yet, but we've been absolutely stagnating, curving and getting lower and lower and lower. Our line of attack is just getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. And subsequently, the MACD looks like it wants to flip back bearish after retesting the heartline very soon. I absolutely love how we've come up to the heartline, and now it looks like we're starting to head back down, because this is going to be even more brutal for that next leg back down to the downside. And this makes sense because, once again, we've been trending sideways for the past month, so we've got a lot of room to move back down, and the oscillators and momentum indicators are in agreement with that. I mean, specifically, if we look at the money flow index, we're still up here at 50. We've only just capitulated beneath it. We're probably sitting at 49 right now, meaning we've only just broken beneath the heartline, and we've got a lot of room to move back down to these lower levels. I mean, once again, my friends, Dogelon, ELON, whatever you want to call it, it's a very quick, or green Satoshi token rather. Green Satoshi token is a very quick moving cryptocurrency, and when the MFI comes down, we have very, very quick moves down, and when it goes up, we have very quick moves up. So I would be saying we're coming down to about 7 or 8, maybe about 6 on the MFI. We're going to have a massive move back down is what I'm trying to say. And over on the squeeze momentum indicator, we're seeing the same as we saw over on the MACD, and we're seeing the same over in the price action. I mean, it's just stagnation. It's boring sideways price action, and you can see here we really haven't flipped bearish yet. We don't have any light red candles coming in over on the squeeze momentum indicator, which is indicative that the downtrend has not even started. I mean, flatten this out and just look how flat and boring this has been for the past month or so. Really, no major moves have been happening, and this is not like green Satoshi token. So in my opinion, we're getting ready for that next leg down. The uptrend is starting to become invalidated. You can see we could have had something like an asymmetrical triangle playing out around here. If we mark this price target, this is what it would be. Well, this should be what we're expecting, at least in the immediate short term. This will be taking us beneath the lows. So in the next couple of days, about a 33% drop. And once again, that's the most conservative price target we've got. Wrapping up the video of the Heikin-Ashi candles, daily Heikin-Ashi candles have started to switch to the downside. Weekly Heikin-Ashi candles never flipped bullish. So look at this. I mean, this is absolutely brutal. A couple of people were celebrating for the past couple of weeks as we had a dead cat bounce. But the Heikin-Ashis have said, what uptrend? It doesn't even exist. On the weekly, Heikin-Ashi is smoothing out the trend. The downtrend is absolutely not done. I would honestly say I would not really be looking to time the bottom on green Satoshi token, but what I would love to do, if I was looking to buy this, which by the way is for a short-term trade, if you don't know why I emphasize short-term trade, go read the white paper for this stuff, or just go do your own research on green Satoshi token and green Metaverse token. There is a lot of inflation that's going to be going on GST, so it's a utility token, not something to hodl for the long term. But as the Heikin-Ashi candles on the weekly start to tip back green, I think that's the area where I'd start to buy back into the trend. But like I said, my friends, I think we've got a little bit more downside, a couple more weeks, maybe a month or two, maybe 3 months before we start switching back bullish. The trend is your friend until the end, and at this moment in time, it doesn't look like the bottom is in. And also, like we said, EMA Ribbons, daily time frame, you're getting rejected from these right now, so this is really, really not a good sign. There's a range of indicators playing out for green Satoshi token right now, and none of them are bullish. All of the move to earns are getting absolutely brutalized. FitFi is moving down in the daily time frame. Green Metaverse token, it's been, or no, this is Genopets. Genopets is getting slaughtered. Dot moves is getting slaughtered. I need to find my GMT chart. It's been a while since I've looked at GMT and GST, but what do we know? GMT is also getting battered as we fall beneath the daily EMA ribbon. So this is also going to be a good leading indicator. It looks like GMT is going to want to move down potentially about 40%. So a lot of movement is going to come into GST. Be very, very cautious if you're still trading this. If you remember, I've been saying this for months now. With all of the move to earns, these are not built to survive a bear market. I said that when GST was $9. I said it when it was $8, and we're now at 5 cents. So that's all I've got for you today, my friends. In the immediate short term, about another 35% drop to break down beneath the lows. And then after that, 65% drop. I do not think the bottom is going to be in before at least a 65% drop, and that is conservative. That's all I've got for you today, my friends. And as always, Cowboy out. Peace.